Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are live here at Cedar Creek High School in Cedar Creek, Texas for this District 24 5A matchup between your Anderson Trojans and the Eagles of Cedar Creek, the host team here. We're glad you're with us on this beautiful Tuesday night. You are watching Anderson Trojan baseball here on Vype Live. My name is Jack Farrell. Glad to be back with you after a spring break off. 1 week since our last game, back at Burger Stadium. Anderson getting the win there, and we are ready to go and really getting rolling on the other side of spring break with this district schedule. Looks like we might be getting started here a few minutes early, but we are glad that you are with us. Tonight's Anderson Trojan baseball game is proudly sponsored by Aaron Arnold Orthodontics. We thank them for their continued support of Anderson Trojan baseball. It looks like we might be ready to send it out for the anthem, and then we will come back here for the starting lineups. Vinny Franco will be on the bump for the Trojans to continue his excellent district start. Only one run given up. I mean, Anderson 13-6 on the season, 4-0 in district play, 55-1, outscoring their opponents in these four games. This Cedar Creek team comes in at 7-11, 2-2 in district play. Looks like they're going to take the starting lineups here from the PA, but Cedar Creek comes in at 2-2, 2-0 against Crockett, 0-2 against Bastrop. They come in against Anderson, who's sitting at the top of the district. Let's go ahead and send it down to the PA if you can hear it and get some starting lineups. And if you aren't quite able to hear it, we'll get it on the other side of the anthem. I'd like to thank you for tuning in to the broadcast. You're watching Anderson Trojan Baseball on Vype.
James Cole. Number 6, Bennett Wright. Number 7, Will Livingston. Number 8, Cooper Christie.
Let's go,
Number
Cooper
9,
Christie.
Max McCormick. Number 10, Vinny Franco, pitcher. The Trojans are coached by head coach Kenny Matthews and assistant coach Gene Salazar.
Go, boys.
And now, the starting lineup for your Cedar Creek Eagles. Leading off the shortstop, number 9, Jacob Borrego. Batting second and catching, number 2, Isaiah Cancino. Batting third, center fielder, number 7, Noah Martinez. Hitting in the cleanup spot, third baseman, number 21, Jojo Moreno. Number 5, the DH, number 11, Preston Figueroa. At first base, batting sixth, number 15, Brian Rodriguez. In right field, batting seventh, number 4, Stephen Jones. Batting eighth, second baseman, number 16, Aldo Santos. And starting on the mound and batting ninth, number 12, Payne Figueroa. And in the left field, number 3, Jake Castle. And the rest of the Cedar Creek Eagles. The Eagles are coached by assistant coach Gary Curry and head coach Brett Hoffman. At this time, we ask that you please rise and gentlemen, remove your caps as we honor the great nation with the playing of our national anthem. Play ball.
All right, good stuff. There go the Eagles into the field. Wearing the white. Looks like black caps for them today. Black Creek across the chest. Trojans also wearing their black uniforms here. This right here. A little off to the side here, but make sure you can see the pitcher's mound. And home plate should be good to go. If you missed it or if you couldn't quite hear it, let's get you some starting lineups. Starting lineups tonight brought to you by Coach Mo's Elite Fitness, proud supporters of Anderson High School baseball. Thank you to them and thank you to you for tuning in. Of course, for Anderson, on the road coming to the plate first, top of the order, Connor Como batting first, playing at shortstop. Derek Paez, the catcher, second. Hank Rippey at third base, batting third. Cade Kazin, cleanup, the left fielder. James Colin, center, batting fifth. Bennett Wright, the designated hitter, batting sixth. And the back of the order, Will Livingston at first base. Cooper Chitsey coming off a game where he sent one over the right field fence for a home run. And Max McCormick also there hitting ninth, the second baseman. And for Cedar Creek, let's take you around the defense. It's Peyton Figueroa there on the mound behind the plate, catching for him. Isaiah Cancino. Around the infield, Brian Rodriguez, the first baseman. The second baseman is Aldo Santos. Over at short, batting leadoff is Jacob Borrego. At third base is Jojo Moreno. And in the outfield from left to right, the designated fielder, Jake Castle, the left fielder. Noah Martinez in center field. And in right, Stephen Jones. So those are your starting lineups, and they are brought to you by Coach Mo's Elite Fitness. And here comes the first pitch. Off and ready to go. The first pitch to Connor Como is taken outside for ball one. Tonight's first pitch is presented to you by Southside Bank. Thank you for supporting Trojan Baseball, Southside Bank. And it's a good start for Connor Como, who's been ever patient at the plate, but he swings and pops this one up on the infield over to third base. Going to be trouble here in the lights, and drifting over is the shortstop Jacob Borrego to make the catch for out number one. So Connor Como down on a couple of pitches, and there are one away. Brings Derek Paez to the plate, another lefty here at the top of the order for the Trojans. Figueroa's first pitch to Paez is in there for a called strike. Paez reached safely all three times he came to the plate last game against Crockett. It was a carousel for Anderson on the bases, and that one scored 13 runs. Though, frankly, it's a little low for them so far in district play, but Paez now in the hole 0-2. First of 3 games this week, 2 of them against Cedar Creek, 1 tonight and 1 on Friday. That one will be back home at Nelson Field as Paez lines this one hard and foul. And with the way it's situated, see the cars going there in the background. That's Highway 71. So we are on the south side of it, over there on the other side of the road, the north side. So the wind going to help out hitters tonight as Paez hits this one on the line. That'll be down for a base hit. And it's a one-out single for the Trojan catcher. That'll bring Hank Rippey to the plate with 1 on and 1 out. Trojans so used to playing in these, south-facing ballparks where is getting knocked down. Was so caught off guard by Cooper Chitsey's home run in the last game. It didn't seem feasible that anyone could hit a ball out on those conditions, but now you almost expect it. Don't see they don't have the distances marked on the outfield wall there. That one skips in the dirt. Nice job there by Cancino to hold that one back. One ball, No strikes, nobody out. Figueroa's pitch is taken downstairs. 2-0 here to Rippey. Hitters count. Cedar Creek High School, one of the two Bastrop ISD schools here for Anderson and D24. Is a 2-0 pitch taken at the top of the zone for strike one. This one not quite all the way out to Bastrop proper. This time of day, probably about, with rush hour, it's a little over now, but about 45 minutes from Anderson High School to Cedar Creek High School. This one's put on the ground to second, but that took a funky hop on the second baseman, Santos, and Rippey will reach safely. Paez got back to the bag. Excuse me, I think that's Viner. He's been the courtesy runner here for Derek Paez, and Hank Rippey aboard. That brings Cade Kazin to the plate. First righty on righty matchup, and that one's popped up. Will it drift out of play? That's the ballpark is not quite gonna hold that one as that bounces right over the top of the Cedar Creek dugout. And it's 0-1 to the Anderson left fielder, Cade Kazin. Kazin was hitting the ball hard last Tuesday, but did go hitless, sending him deep into the outfield against the wind. But here's the 0-1 to him. He takes it downstairs. That's 1-1. A foul tip. There's strike two. 2 on, 1 down here in the top of the first. Starting a little bit early here, just now 7:05. Peyton Figueroa. This one hit on the line, and that'll get through the infield right past the outstretched glove of the second baseman. Digging around third and coming home is Jude Viner. The throw to third will not be in time. And Hank Rippey is in there. It's a RBI single here for Cade Kazin, and the Trojans are on the board 1-0 here in the top of the first. Brings James Cole to the plate. We got Como. But since then, all three Anderson hitters have reached safely. Rippey aboard via a fortunate Anderson bounce on the grass as Cade Kazin, he's going to go to second. Fell asleep on the left fielder running the bases there. He takes second easily. So Viner comes in running for Paez. Rippey at third now. Kazin. So Anderson active on the base paths here in the first inning, 1-0. Second baseman comes up. This one is popped in the air. That'll get behind the infield. Second baseman is there and makes the catch. Santos all over the infield on that play. He came up on Cole, and then once he popped it up, he went for it. Makes the catch for out number two. So a couple of pop-ups are the two outs here in the top of the first inning. That brings Bennett right to the plate for Anderson. First pitch to him, called a strike at the top of the zone. Peyton Figueroa on the mound batting ninth today here for the Eagles. Is that one in there? Called strike again. So 0-2 to the Anderson DH. The 0-2 pitch. That one fouled off. It'll stay 0-2. Shadows growing long here at Cedar Creek High School. Go 2. And a gutsy take there by Wright downstairs, 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Figueroa trying to limit the damage here in the top of the first. Wright, the 1-2. That one skips in the dirt, gets all the way away. 1 run is going to score as Rippey comes home on the wild pitch. Kazan advances to third, and the Trojans have a 2-0 lead here in the top of the first. Ball and 2 strikes. Now just 1 runner at third. And that one hit in the air out to shallow right. Going to be a tough play. And no catch made. It was right in between second base and right field. The run comes home to score. And a little bit of fortune for Bennett Wright as he drives in the third run of the inning for the Anderson Trojans. It's 3-0 in the top of the first. Would have been an impressive play either way. You had Santos ranging back. You had Jones charging up, laying out directly into the sun, too. So Wright hits him where they ain't, and the first pitch here to Will Livingston is a called strike. Runner goes. That one swung on and missed. The throw down is in time. The laser from behind the plate for Isaiah Cancino erases Bennett Wright, but the Trojans do plate 3 in the top of the first inning. 3 runs on 4 hits as the Trojans come to defense for the first time. And Vinny Franco, who is, half a no-hitter against Crockett. He went 5 no-hit innings. As he has been tremendous here in district play, just 1 run allowed and 1 hit allowed. It was a ball that went about 8 feet. A swinging bunt against Lassa, and that's part of that's the only run Anderson's given up in district play. Part of that 55-1, now 58-1 in district play after that inning. So here we go to the bottom of the first. As we mentioned, Vinny Franco on the mound has been excellent so far this season for Anderson in that ace role. So Borrego, Cancino, and Martinez due up here. Moreno, Figueroa, and Rodriguez after that if it comes to it. Of course, those starting lineups brought to you by Coach Mo's Elite Fitness. We'll take you around the infield here for Anderson. Franco on the mound. Of course, Paez, as always, behind the plate. Will Livingston over at first base. Max McCormick at second. Connor Como at short. Hank Rippey at third. And then your outfield left to right, Cade Kazan, James Cole, and Cooper Chitsey. Crockett managed just 1 walk against Vinny Franco the first time these two teams met. And you go back to it, it was an infield single and a walk that resulted in a run scored for Crockett as the first pitch for Franco is a called strike to James Marengo, the shortstop. So 2 walks and an infield single in 2 district starts here for Franco as he starts the leadoff man with 2 strikes. It's 0-2. Franco. Strike 3. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. A called strike 3 to Jacob Borrego, and there's 1 away. Double-digit strikeouts in his last outing as well. Starts Cancino off with a strike. Catcher Isaiah Cancino here. The 0-1 is swung on and missed. Strike 2. Franco looking in. Gets the call from Paez. The 0-2. Downstairs. 5th pitch of the game for Franco, the first ball he's thrown. Rather, 6th pitch. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So here comes Noah Martinez, the center fielder, number 7. Batting third, comes to the plate with nobody aboard and 2 down. Strike 1.
Hey, good miss. Look good.
1 ball, 1 strike here to Martinez. One. That one's chopped on the ground, foul. Back to it. Franco looking in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss at the high fastball, and that'll do it. Striking out the side is Vinny Franco. 3 Ks, 3 outs.
Good job, Vinny. Way to work.
1, 2, 3. Easy as it has been easy for Vinny Franco here. That's 6 straight innings without a hit for Vinny. Carrying over from the 5-inning no-hitter against Crockett. He's given up 1 hit now in, 11 district innings? It was good before that, too. Peyton Figueroa back to it here for the Eagles. It'll be 7, 8, 9 here for Anderson, Livingston, Chitsey, and McCormick. First base, right field, and second base. Four hits in the first inning for the Trojans, as they've had some big second innings. The middle and the bottom of the order has been very kind to the Trojan offense. They've seen the ball well, and they've hit the ball well. It'll be Livingston to lead things off. Peyton Figueroa, second inning on the bump. see Preston Figueroa batting second in the bottom of the second for Cedar Creek as Livingston wears that one. First pitch, leadoff hit batter, and the Trojans have the leadoff man aboard. Brings Cooper Chitsey to the plate. His last at bat was a 4-bagger. He takes that one down for ball 1. The 1-0. So he takes that one outside, 2-0. Hitters count here for the Anderson right fielder. Two balls, no strikes. Figueroa, the 2-0. This one misses downstairs. Now 3-0 here, in danger of 2 on and nobody out here for Figueroa as he's 1 pitch away from walking the right fielder. Figueroa's 3-0 pitch. Takes downstairs. That one skipped in the dirt. It's a 4-pitch walk for Cooper Chitsey. So a hit batter on the first pitch and a 4-pitch walk brings Max McCormick to the plate. Meeting at the mound here is not the start of the second inning for Figueroa that Cedar Creek was looking for. After 3 runs come home in the first. Como on deck for the Trojans. McCormick at the plate now. Won't make a change here quite yet. I think that's wise. Got a lot of baseball left to play. Figueroa's first pitch. McCormick gets the bunt down. It's a good one. First baseman came off the bag, and that is going to be a bunt single. Little miscommunication on the infield as that one placed right in no man's land. Was probably Figueroa's ball all the way, but Rodriguez came up for it. And the Trojans have loaded the bases on a hit by pitch, a walk, and a bunt single. That brings Como to the plate with the bases loaded and nobody out. Connor hits this one deep into the air, way out to right field, drifting back and over the head of the right fielder, but that one drops in. The runners had to hold up, so Como is going to stay with a stand-up double. 2 runs are going to score. You could see, I mean, McCormick, Connor nearly lapped him. Would have been the out, but Como missed that one by just a couple of feet. Just over the glove of the right fielder, Jones. 3 more runs come home. No, 2 more. Scoreboard's wrong. I was right the first time. Livingston and Chitsey come home. McCormick stops at third. Como at second, and the first pitch to Derek Paez, ball 1. Shorten second base, come up onto the infield grass for Paez. And Paez can put the ball over the fence just like any of these guys. I'm not sure. Here's the pitch to Derek. taken downstairs. Now 2-0 to the catcher. Two-0 pitch to Paez. As he takes that one in there, strike one. It's a little more competitive. Figueroa. Back to the windup, of course. The 2-1 pitch is hit hard out to right field. Paez watches this one go. That is a home run for Derek Paez, way out there to right field. Como missed it by a couple of inches. Paez not so much. That's a 3-run shot for the Anderson catcher, and it's another big second inning for this Trojan offense. Three spot in the first, 5 spot so far in the second as Hank Rippey comes up with the bases empty. McCormick comes home, Como comes home, and of course Derek Paez touches them all. It's an 8-0 ball game here in the second inning. Brings Rippey to the plate, who's now looking at 0-1. Still no outs here in the second, but a clean slate here for Figueroa as that one's taken downstairs for ball one. Two and one. Misses inside. Rippey looking at a 3-1 pitch. Hank, single and a run scored so far. 3 balls and a strike. Kazin on deck. Ball 4. Brings Cade Kazin to the plate. Single. A run batted in. And another big inning here for the Anderson offense. 3 runs in the first, 5 in the second. There's just too much firepower here. As Kazin takes ball 1. As Kazin smacks the heck out of that one, but foul. Ball and a strike. The 1-1. Is that one fouled off? One ball, 2 strikes. Ooh. What a pitch there to Kazin to freeze him. Strike 3 called, and that's the first out of the inning. And the best pitch of the night there by Peyton Figueroa. And there's out number 1 here in the top of the second. Brings Cole to the plate. Popped it up back in the first. So he's 0-1. Rippey. This one popped into the air to shallow center field. Going to be a tough play, and that's going to drop in. Good job by Rippey to read that thing. Kind of half a jump on the steal, went back. Cole popped it up. Rippey with a good read to not get forced at second base. It's yet another bloop single here for Anderson. Had a couple of those here tonight. So first and second with one out for Bennett Wright, as this is the ninth batter of the inning for Anderson. This one hit on the ground to short. They'll go to second for one. The throw over to first. And a nice pick at first base by Rodriguez. And that is an inning-ending double play for Bennett Wright. But not before Anderson puts 5 on the board. 5 runs on, let's see here, 3 hits, including the home run from Paez, extra bases for Como, 2 walks, and a hit batter. Trojans strand 2. As Vinny Franco back out onto the bump with an 8-0 lead. The helicopters fly over. 6-4-3 to end the top of the second for Anderson. Vinny Franco 1-2-3 in the top of the first. 3 strikeouts, 2 of them swinging, 1 of them looking. The sun's starting to dip behind the school over there. It's been hot. Oh, it's been hot. High 80s today here in Austin and the Cedar Creek area. As the first pitch fouled off, that's JoJo Moreno to the plate, the third baseman, excuse me. Looked into the sun and now I can't read my writing. But JoJo Moreno, Preston Figueroa, the designated hitter, not the pitcher, will bat second, and Ryan Rodriguez, the first baseman, who just made that nice pick to end the first inning or the second inning. This one is chopped back to the pitcher. Franco going to run over and make the tag. 1 down. Franco chasing Moreno up the line as there's the rare 1 unassisted. That brings Preston Figueroa to the plate. Franco's first pitch to him misses for ball 1. Some heat on that one. Comes back to him, 1-1. Franco delivers the 1-1 pitch, working quickly here as he fouls this one off. One ball, 2 strikes. 1 down here in the bottom of the second. Franco. Who's that? That one couldn't feel good for Figueroa as he takes first base off the hit by pitch. It's the first base runner of the day here for Cedar Creek as that brings Rodriguez to the plate. If that had simply missed, that would have been the first 2-ball count for Franco. But Figueroa has to wear that one, and he heads down to first base. Brings the first baseman to the plate. Jones on deck. First pitch called strike. So after the hit by pitch, right back into the zone for Vinny Franco. No balls and a strike. That one gets away. And a runner into scoring position. So the ball leaking away from Paez puts Figueroa over at second base. Rodriguez looking at a 1-ball, 1-strike count here with 1 away in the bottom of the second. Swing and a miss. Franco, the 1-2. Misses downstairs. Now 2 balls, 2 strikes. Franco. Is that one hit on the ground? Franco can't glove it, but he knocks it down, and the throw over to first base. Played by Livingston, and that is 2 down. Figueroa does move up to third, but there is 2 away. Franco working hard in the field here in the second inning. Making both of the outs himself. Brings Stephen Jones to the plate, a right fielder. Is that one down in the dirt, bounces into, stopped by Paez. One ball, no strikes. That one misses upstairs. 2 balls, no strikes. And back to the windup for Franco. Shrugs it off. The 2-0 is hit out to second base. McCormick waits on it. Up and on to first for out number 3. So the hit batter, the threat does not come to pass. The first runner into scoring position for Cedar Creek. No runs on, no hits. 1 runner left on base. We head now to the 3rd inning of this ball game. Due up for the Anderson Trojans, much like the start of the second, will be 7, 8, and 9. Sent 9 to the plate. Does that count as batting around? I kind of lean no. But they have another chance to do it here. Livingston, first in that big 5-run inning for the Trojans, reached on a hit by pitch. Chitsey on a 4-pitch walk. Then Max McCormick on a bunt single. So 7, 8, and 9 have all reached and scored for Anderson. Remains 8-0. And Peyton Figueroa will be back on the mound for his 3rd inning. Ready to go for Livingston. Will Livingston, Cooper Chitsey, and Max McCormick. So Peyton Figueroa on the mound. Preston Figueroa, the designated hitter, the only Cedar Creek Eagle to reach safely, was the hit batter in that inning. That one sails over the glove of the catcher Cancino and to the backstop, but nobody aboard, so no harm done. It's 1-0. One ball, no strikes. Figueroa, as that's another hit by pitch here for Will Livingston. So Livingston back to first base. That's the 2nd time he's been hit today. And it's another base runner with nobody out here for the Anderson Trojans. Cooper Chitsey to the plate. Walked on 4 pitches his last time up. Came around to score a run. He takes that one inside. Not too much of a lead off of first base for Livingston. Now bigger. The 1-0, that one skips in the dirt. Cancino can't find it. Where'd the ball? I think it must be trapped in his gear. Okay, he found the ball. By the time Livingston took off, that was right when the catcher Cancino pulled the ball out. It looked like he might have been trying to fool Livingston, but that'll be a free base for Anderson either way. Cooper Chitsey back to it, 2-0. Is that one a big cut at that thing? Foul. Now 2 balls, 1 strike. As Chitsey hits this one hard, but right to first base. It will not make the throw to third. But it's been a great game defensively for Brian Rodriguez. Had the pick on the double play and a nice play there. He retires Chitsey, and there's one away. Brings Max McCormick to the plate. Great bunt right into no man's land for the bunt single as McCormick takes the first pitch of this at bat high. It's 1-0. Runner at third with 1 out as McCormick ducks at that one. It's 2-0. Figueroa delivers as that one misses upstairs. It's now 3 balls, no strikes. Como on deck. Smashed a double his last time up. Figueroa looking in. The 3-0 offering to McCormick. That one also high, ball 4. It's the 3rd walk issued by Figueroa. Brings Como to the plate with the runners at the corners and 1 out. Runner goes. Como takes strike 1. The throw down is not in time. No slide. As McCormick scoots in there easily. Now runners at second and third with 1 out. The 0-1 to Como, and that one's fouled off. Now 0-2 to the Trojan shortstop. One for 2. 2 runs batted in. The 0-2 as Como chased that one in the dirt. Ball gets away. The throw in time, and there's 2 down. So Como, little antsy on a 2-strike count, brings Derek Paez to the plate with 2 outs. Derek, 2 for 2, single, in the big fly. 3-run shot last inning. With a chance here with 2 outs and 2 more runners in scoring position for Anderson. Put the pressure on Cedar Creek in the run rule. As Paez jumps back at that one. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Figueroa's 1-0 pitch. That one in the dirt. Now 2 balls, no strikes. Two 0 pitch. Take strike 1. Paez with no strikes in the count, waiting on his pitch, takes that one for strike one. The 2-1 pitch here for Figueroa. Derek takes that one outside, now 3-1. Three balls, one strike. There's a big swing and a miss there from Paez, and that one leaked to the backstop, but probably not far enough for Livingston to score, and he stayed put. McCormick also, of course, remains. But now the count full to Paez. The 3-2, ball four.
All right, Rip. Come on, Rip.
Paez doing a good job, seeing a lot of pitches there. It's a full count as Viner comes to the plate to first base for Paez as he'll exit. Courtesy runner, the catcher, going to get the gear back on for the bottom of the third. Brings Hank Rippey to the plate. Is 1 for 1, a single run scored and a walk. That one misses to Rippey, ball one. One ball, no strikes. Rippey takes. So now 1-1, the Trojan batters very patient here in this top of the third inning. The 1-1, that one skips for ball two.
Here go Rip. Here go Rip.
Figueroa, with the bases loaded, 2 balls, 1 strike. Is that one hit foul? Rolls over past the Anderson dugout. You can see McCormick taking these big gallops, about 45 feet on these pitches, getting into Figueroa's peripheral vision. See him, there he goes. The 2-2. That one misses up and away, 3-2. So back-to-back full counts here to Paez, who walked, and now Rippey. Runnels will go. Bases loaded and 2 outs. 3-2. Ball four. So Rippey worked that one. The full count into a walk back-to-back for Anderson, and a run comes home. So Livingston scores there on the walk from Hank Rippey, and it's 9-0. Bases remain juiced for Cade Kazin. We have another meeting at the mound. This may be the end of the road for Figueroa. Second walk of the game for Hank Rippey. This time it brings in a run. And the Trojans have scored in all 3 innings. It's now 9-0. 3 spot in the first. 5 in the second, 1 in the third. We will, in fact, have a pitching change. Preston Figueroa's day is done after 2 2/3. 9 runs attributed to him so far. New pitcher here, number 5, Mason Mix. The righty reliever coming in a tough spot with the bases full and 2 outs. We'll face the Anderson cleanup hitter, Cade Kazin, and Cade has a lot of cleaning up to do. All 3 bases are full. See if this means anything for the Cedar Creek batting order. Peyton Figueroa is due to hit in the bottom of the third. Assume he'll still get his chance. will they lose their designated fielder. And Jake Castle out in left field to try and keep an eye on things. Two more pitches here as we have our first call to the bullpen of the game. So here we go with the bases loaded, Trojan fans. This pitching change is brought to you by the Austin Humane Society. I was a kid, got a dog at the Austin Humane Society. Thing lived for 17 years. Ranger. Got him in kindergarten, passed after I was out of college. As there's a first pitch swing, and that's put on the ground, but to second. And the throw, one pitch, and Mason Mix gets out of it as Cade Kazin grounds out to second. But the Trojans do put one run on the board on no hits, but 3 walks and a hit by pitch. They do strand 3. And they chase the starter, Peyton Figueroa, as we head now to the bottom half of the third inning. Vinny Franco back out. Almost didn't recognize him. Shades to regular glasses. They transition lenses? Did they transition? Go from sunglasses to, that's what those are called, right? Always thought those were cool when I was a kid. But Vinny Franco back out on the mound. No more sunglasses, but still. Well, the song just said it, smooth. Franco did lose the no-hitter back in the second inning. And I'm sure that's just a bad pun. It was a hit batsman. Preston Figueroa hit by a pitch. No hits in the game here for Cedar Creek so far. So if you want, that'll put the bow on his no-hitter against Crockett. Went 5 innings of no-hit ball there. 2 innings. There we go. Of no-hit ball tonight. But here we go, 7-9-1 due up for the Cedar Creek Eagles. It'll be Aldo Santos. The second baseman, Santos. Fouls off the first pitch right in front of us here, strike 1. Or excuse me, now 1-1. One ball, one strike is Franco. Caught me off guard there, the 1-1. That one misses just outside. Now 2 balls, 1 strike. Two 2-1 from Franco. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Two pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That's his 4th K of the game and the first out of this third inning. It is hard to pitch much better than Vinny Franco is right now. 1 away here in the bottom of the third. And there is Mason Mix to the plate. Swings and misses at the first pitch, so indeed he will hit for Figueroa there. So Peyton Figueroa going 2 1/3. Would have had a chance to hit here in the bottom of the third, but instead it'll be Mason Mix who's now down in the count 0-2. As he watches that one by, called strike 3. And 2 up, 2 down. 1K forward, 1K backward. And that's the 5th strikeout of the game here for Vinny Franco. Coming to the plate, we go back to the top of the order. It's Jacob Borrego, the shortstop. He struck out looking back in the bottom of the first. And that first pitch is hit right to the first baseman, Will Livingston. And a 1-2-3 inning, the second of the ball game for Vinny Franco. And we head back to the top of the fourth inning. It'll be 5, 6, and 7 here due up for the Trojans. So 5 punchies on the game so far for Vinny Franco. The only blemish, a hit batter. He got his money's worth on it. It was a fastball. Brings Mason Mix back out onto the mound for, well, his first full inning of work. James Cole, Bennett Wright, and Will Livingston. The Trojans on their third time through the order already. Couple more warm-up tosses. This one goes down to second base. Here comes James Cole. Trojans have scored in all 3 innings. 3-5-1. Looking to put the pressure on Cedar Creek here. First pitch misses down to Cole. This is one of a couple games in district. It's just the Bastrop schools that play their district games on campus. This one fouled off. Is just to our left here. Right behind us is softball field. And to the left of us here, right behind the press box, is Cedar Creek High School. So Bastrop, I believe, plays, actually, I think they play just off campus, but on a Bastrop site, as that's 1-1 pitch is a called strike to James Cole. He's in the hole 1-2. Everyone else plays at either Berger or Nelson. But the 1-2 pitch is chopped to third. And third baseman knocked it down, but he couldn't make the play. The throw over is in time, but it pulled Rodriguez off the bag. Brian Rodriguez doing everything he can there at first base. As Moreno went over and made the play. But couldn't hold on to the ball. Came up and made the throw. And it was in time to beat Cole, but it pulled the runner off the back as he had to rush it. Now runner goes as that one pitch in the dirt. And Cancino on the transfer loses the ball. James Cole is aboard, or up to second base here. Gets the steal after the error. So Wright, a 1-0 count with a runner in scoring position now as he takes that one for ball 2. Is this one hit on a line, and that'll get down for a base hit. Cole's going to score easily. And that one's going to get away from the center fielder and roll all the way to the wall, right around second. He will dig for third. Ball just getting back into the infield, and he will pull up with a stand-up triple. So it brings in the run. Anderson, the run rule is on. It's 10-0. Brings Will Livingston to the plate. Fouls off the first pitch he sees, strike 1. So now once again, Anderson has scored in all of the innings they've hit in, 4 for 4. So this one popped foul. No balls, 2 strikes here to the Anderson first baseman. The runner at third. Is that one cue shot out into left and running up, and he trapped that ball? I don't think he caught that, but either way, the runner will come home to score. Just a matter of, is a runner at... Yeah, no, they called him out. It looked to me like it was be a little bit of an ice cream cone that leaked out. But either way, that'll go in as a sacrifice fly for Will Livingston. The bases are empty, and it's 11-0. Chitsy back to it, takes ball 1. Couple errors by my count in the inning for Cedar Creek. Led to 2 runs here for Anderson. Error at third for Cole. Right, I'd give him a double, but ball leaked away and turned that into a triple. And the sacrifice fly brings the run home. It's 11-0. 2 spots so far here in the 4th. And Cooper Chitsy looking at a 3-0 count. Ball 4. Chitsy's walked twice today, both of them on 4 pitches. Brings Max McCormick to the plate, who's also walked. Laid down a bunt for a single. Scored a run. And the Trojans trying to turn this lineup over for the 4th time through. McCormick spins back at that one, ball 1. One-0. Ball inside. The 1-0 is fouled off. And coaches on the base paths now 0 for 2. Coach Matthews now 0-1 from the third base line. Crockett 0-1 over in front of the Anderson dugout. But now 1-1. McCormick pops this one high in the air and drifting foul. The ballpark will not hold it. And a smack off the roof of the Anderson dugout. Now 2 balls, 2 strikes here to the Anderson second baseman. A lot of 2s. Two balls, 2 strikes. Time called. Mix checks the runner at first. The 2-2 is, a good take there from McCormick. 3-2. Another full count. Hadn't been too many days early, but this is the 3rd one in 2 innings. And McCormick hits this one on a line out to center field. Turn around the center fielder. He dives for it. Did he make the catch? They're going to give him the out. And now Chitsy's going to have to make a play back to first base. No one was covering the bag, so Chitsy will reach safely. He caught a break there. There's a nice play out in center field by Martinez as he got turned around out there, was able to adjust and at least get back to the ball, and brings Como to the plate as Connor pops this one up right to me. Now ballpark's going to hold this one. And that one's going to drop in. Cancino couldn't find it. I really thought that was going to come right towards us with the spin on it for Como. pushed it back towards the ballpark. It's a couple of those that, I'm not saying out in left and center. Well, I guess I did say in left he didn't, or he might not have, but I'm not saying they didn't catch it, but if we were maybe this was college baseball, that's one coach might take a look at, we'll say, as Como hits this one a ton, but foul. That's a home run if it were about 20 feet to the right. It got over the fence. A little late there for Connor. The 0-2 mix as Como fouls it off, staying alive. I think it's a big cuts at these. 1 for 3 on the day is Connor Como. Hit one way out to right field, but the ballpark just held it. 2-run double. As Como takes that one, strike 3 called, and that'll end the inning. But the Trojans do bring 2 home. On 1 hit and a walk, a couple errors, and 1 man left on base. That was Chitsey. We head now to the bottom of the 4th. Vinny Franco still pitching lights out. So we'll go ahead and step aside 30 seconds here. Take a little water break as Vinny Franco continues to warm up and due up here for Cedar Creek. It'll be 2, 3, and 4. You're watching Anderson Trojan Baseball on Vype. Back in for the bottom of the 4th inning. Cancino, Martinez, and Moreno due up here. Cancino takes the first pitch for a strike. Isaiah 0-1 on the day with a strikeout. 11-0 here for Anderson is another swing and a miss there for Cancino, 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 3-pitch K for Vinny Franco. He's been doing that all night. At the 6th strikeout for Vinny, and there's 1 away here in the bottom of the 4th. Foul tip, strike 1. No balls and a strike. That one misses at the first ball of the inning for Franco. Reached out for that one, strike 2. Martinez down in the hole now, 1-2 after making a tremendous catch out in center field. Good readjustment for the young center fielder, but now he's down in the hole 1-2, and he is down on strikes. The second swinging strikeout of the inning here for Vinny Franco. As Franco, I don't know if you can ask for a whole lot more than what he has done tonight. That his 7th strikeout. Just 1 over the minimum so far. Moreno comes to the plate. He is 0 for 1. Got U1 written down in my score sheet here. Franco grabbed the grounder and went up the base path to go tag him, and this one's fouled off. Strike 2. Back to it, 0-2. Strike 3. Vinny Franco wheeling and dealing. Good morning, afternoon, and good night to finish a 1-2-3 inning where Franco strikes out the sides. That's the second time he struck out the side. All 3 batters down via the K. 8 strikeouts in the game for Franco. The Trojans head to the top of the 5th, looking at on maybe some insurance here as we're thinking early bedtime on a school night. 2, 3, 4 due up for the Trojans. We'll see who takes those spots. Paez, 2 for 2, has reached all 3 times, a single, a home run, and a walk. Might have someone hit for him here. No, looks like Paez, he's holding the batting helmet. Looks like the Trojans may hit in order here. Look, just trying to peer into the dugout. Yeah, they got Derek's coming to the plate. Nice. Stay hot, Derek Paez is. This game, he's 2 for 2, reaching base all 3 times. The last game, he was hit by a pitch, singled, and came around to score a run and walked. So he has been on base quite a bit as of late. Of course, Trojans taking not a week off, but spring break was last week, so he played Monday, Tuesday. Swept Crockett. Now coming in back for a Tuesday, Friday, Saturday for Anderson. 2 games against Cedar Creek, and then 1 game they'll head out to the Dripping Springs. And what will, I believe, we'll have 2 games. I think Melvin will be on the call for that for Dripping Springs baseball on Vype. But don't listen to that. Listen to our thing. Listen to me. Please. I implore you. But Anderson working in a couple of these Saturday games against some of the area's top teams. Play Dripping Springs. They'll play Westlake. They'll play Liberty Hill. And 1 more. Johnson, Buda Johnson to wrap up the season, the regular season, as Anderson will be a tune-up before the playoffs. As I think Anderson will be making the playoffs this year. I don't want to jinx it. Don't want to call it too early. But they're now 66-1 in district play in terms of runs scored. Paez now 1-0 as he smokes that one foul. Paez. Banner day for him but at the plate here. Now 1-1, misses downstairs. It's 2 balls and a strike for Derek. Two-1. As that one is crushed out to right field. That ball is going back. Derek Paez, he's got 2. Another round tripper for Derek Paez. Is that one way out of here once again. The Trojans lead at 12-0, and Derek Paez is seeing the ball well right now. The Selly, as the youth say. It's 12-0. Brings Rippey to the plate. He's also been very productive. It's been a little different, though. He's got 2 walks and a single. Coach likes both of those things. He likes the homer, and he likes seeing a kid work a count full and drawing a walk. So if you heard me in the first game we did, ranting and raving about how I'm annoyed that Anderson plays all their games on parks that face from south, or from north to south, because they're always going straight into the wind. Well, look at how the ball's flying off the bat tonight for Derek Paez, and that's a rip in to right field for Hank Rippey, as he's thinking two. Big turnaround and the throw up the line as Rippey's going to be able to trot into second base. That is a double for Hank Rippey, and he's also reached bases now, reached safely all 4 times he's come to the plate. Single, 2 walks. So both Paez and Rippey really helping out the old on-base percentage here tonight. Let's come to the plate now. Here comes Ben Hatcher. He'll hit for Cade Kazin. Hatcher watches that pitch for strike 1. Kazin finishes his day at the plate 1 for 3. That one misses outside. Now a 1 ball, 1 strike.
Let's go, Hatch.
The 1-1 from Mix. That one fooled Hatcher a little bit, but it misses anyway. Now 2 balls, 1 strike. It'll be Viner next to hit for Cole. That one misses downstairs. The 3-1 pitch. Ball 4. So Ben Hatcher is aboard here with nobody out in the 5th. The Trojans, 5 innings, have scored in all 5. One here in the 5th, 2 in the 4th, 1 in the 3rd, 5 in the 2nd, 3 in the 1st. First pitch to Viner, misses inside. This one hit out to center field, ranging over and making the catch for out number 1. Nice job by Martinez. And there's 1 away. Is Viner down on the line out to center field. Brings Connor Smith to the plate. So the 6th spot, so he's hitting for Bennett Wright. Put a runner at first and second. Mix. Checks on the runner. Steps off. Smith. That one in the dirt. His Mix just having a hard time finding the zone here. That one skips in the dirt as well, 2-0. The 2-0. Three balls, no strikes to the pinch hitting Connor Smith. Big number 30. The 3-0 pitch. Yeah, that went in there for strike 1. The 3-1 pitch hit in the air out to right center field. That one will get down, knocked down by the center fielder, but one run's going to come around to score. Heading around from second to third here is Hatcher. But there's Rippey in to score, and it's an RBI double for Connor Smith. Brings Kevin Ortega to the plate. Trojans lead now 13-0. The 0-1 found back. The 0-1. That one misses upstairs to Ortega. Now 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 pitch. Misses upstairs. Now 2 balls, 1 strike to Ortega. As this one hit on a line out to left center field, that'll be down for a base hit and into the gap. 2 runs are going to score as that one leaks all the way to the wall. Ortega heads to second. He's going to truck around. No, he's going to fall down at second base and head back safely. Hey, 2-run double. Ortega comes up cheesing a little bit. Calls time. The Trojans now lead at 15-0. Brought home Hatcher, brought home Smith. And a couple of runs batted in there for Ortega. Brings number 16, Connor Donahue, to the plate. Runner at second with 1 out. The pitch from Mix. Misses inside 1-0. Trojans will be back to Nelson Field here on Friday. It'll be my first game back at Nelson in a good long while. As this one hit on the ground over to short. They go to third, and they didn't get the tag. Yep. As Ortega is going to have to do a load of laundry after this one. Tried to get the tag out, but never placed the tag. So Donahue reaches on a, if you want to call it a fielder's choice, and there's another hit batsman. Before we were able to introduce ourselves to Braden Coleman, he's aboard with still 1 out and a runner at second and third. So Ortega remains at third, Donahue up at second, now Coleman at first. 4 runs in the inning so far for the Trojans. Still just 1 out. And coming up is Charlie Arnold. This is the order, turn it back over. They'll let Mix keep working. So no pitching change. Well, they're going to have Como hit here. If we started with Paez and Rippey. Paez homered to start the inning. Rippey doubled and came around to score, so Como is going to get another opportunity at it after striking out to end the 4th. As Connor hits this one, a laser beam out to right field. This one back, and this one is off the wall and over the fence. So that is a ground rule double here for Connor Como. That'll Sent 2 more home. As Como. He has 2 doubles and what is that? 5 runs batted in now? No, 4 runs batted in. It hasn't quite felt like his strongest performance. A couple of Ks and a pop-up. Also 2 allowed doubles to drive in 4 runs. I say that in jest. That's the standard he's going to hold himself to. Gets the extra at-bat there at the top of the 4th. So Connor, 2 for 5. And we have another pitching change. It'll be Noah Martinez, the center fielder, coming in. Pitching change here brought to you by Austin Humane Society. And it's Noah Martinez with 1 out here in the top of the 5th. So 4 1/3 into it, it's the 3rd pitch of the game for Cedar Creek, trailing 17-0. It's still runners at 2nd and 3rd. It'll be Charlie Arnold coming to the plate. All right. Hitting now for Paez, as the Trojans have batted around here in the 5th inning, is Arnold. Still just 1 down. And that's a hit by pitch. The first pitch of the evening for Noah Martinez is a hit batter. And now the bases are juiced. So the runners at the corners represent hit batters. As there's a swing and a miss by Galligan. Blake hitting for Rippey here. And on deck is Ben Hatcher, who he was the 3rd batter of the inning. This one outside, 1-1. My scorebooks here tend to get messy. The 1-1. Outside, 2-1. Two balls and a strike. Swing and a miss there. Now 2-2. Galligan. The pitch for Martinez is a called 3rd strike. So Galligan down on strikes. Brings Ben Hatcher to the plate. Ben walked. Came around to score one of the runs here in this inning. As he's looking at 1-0, Trojans have scored 5 again. Scored 5 in the 2nd, now again in the 5th. 2-0. Base is still loaded. Swing and a miss. 2-0 count. Hatcher taking a cut at it. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Coleman at third, Como at second. Arnold at first. The 2-2. Is that one off the head of Hatcher? As Hatcher comes into goes to first base, Coleman comes in to score. As Hatcher earns that one, he heads down to first base. It's 18-0. Popped up okay. Just glanced off the back of the helmet as he got down underneath it enough, but gotta get under control here. Is this the 13th batter of the inning for the Trojans? It's 18-0. Strike 1 called. Evan Thakrar to the plate, hitting for Viner, who stung a line out back earlier in this inning. It's now 1-1 here. There's a wave and a miss, now strike 2. There's Connor Smith on deck to hit again, but now 1-2. That one popped up. Ballpark just held that one, and a nice job. What a play by the catcher. That one popped straight up. Sorry, lost focus on the play-by-play. I thought that was coming right to us. I think there was a change there. I believe that was number 21, Joseph. Yeah, number 21, Joseph Moreno, making the play on that one. JoJo on the lineup card, the third baseman playing catcher. And Vinny Franco, as that will end the inning, excuse me. But the Trojans, so they try to make sense of this thing. Well, they scored 7 runs on a bunch of hits and a bunch of sloppy play there from Cedar Creek. Unfortunately, the fielder's choice, a few hit batters in there, a few errors in there. I think 3 hit batters in that inning. But now the 8 innings of cushion here, as Franco needs to get 3 more outs. Franco, once again, excellent. He's tossed 8 strikeouts so far. Only 1 over the minimum. It was a hit by pitch. Shades of his performing against Crockett, where he threw 10 strikeouts. Also allowed 1 over the minimum. In Crockett, it was a walk. In this one, it was a hit by pitch. So here Vinny comes looking to lock in 10 straight hitless innings. Got one last time, so I feel like I'm allowed to say it. Swing and a miss here. Preston Figueroa, the first one up here, the designated hitter. It's Figueroa, Rodriguez, and Jones. That's 5, 6, 7. The 0-1. Called a strike on the outside edge. It's 0-2. Franco's 0-2 pitch. High fastball. He went around. The high heat. 9 Ks. That's so tough to lay off that pitch. Ninth strikeout. So here comes Rodriguez. Swing and a miss, strike 1. The 0-1. Strike 2. The 0-2. Swing and a miss again high. Strike 3. Right back to that well, and Franco has double-digit strikeouts again. 10 Ks for Vinny as there's 2 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Looking to close this thing out on a Tuesday. Stephen Jones, right fielder. That one, a little cue shot off the bat, and McCormick runs over to make the catch, and that will end the game and preserve the no-hitter for Vinny Franco. If you ask me, the dugout a little nonchalant for back-to-back no-nos for Vinny Franco. No, they're only 5-inning games as Anderson, the offense has been so good. But a tip of the cap for Vinny Franco is back-to-back games, one against Crockett, one against Cedar Creek here. He does not allow a hit. 10 straight innings. And the one hit he's given up in district play was just a weak little swinging bunt against Lassa. So Vinny Franco has been more than lights out. As the Trojans, I mean, what more can you say? The dominant run continues. Entering tonight, they were outscoring district opponents 55-1. And with an 18-0 win tonight, not very good at math, but I believe that makes it 73-1 through just 5 games. This is a train that keeps on rolling here for Anderson, and we will be back with you this Friday, coming up on Friday. Back at Nelson Field, finally back at home after a little bit of time off here for the Trojans. Then another game this week on Saturday. Dripping Springs going to put this white-hot Trojan team to the test. Vinny Franco, an excellent game tonight, as has been the case. I've called 3 games, and I've only seen Vinny Franco. I haven't seen Anderson put another pitcher on the mound. I mean, how about that? And that will roll on. It'll be a different pitcher on Friday, although even with the UIL rules, he's been efficient. He might be able to go again. Fully kidding. Do not do that. But they will play Cedar Creek again, 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock on Nelson Field. They get the early game in the doubleheader. Trojans, I think that they're pretty much done with late games. I think both of the games against McCallum, rivalry game, put it in prime time, right? Those will both be late. But for the most part after that, I think Anderson has 1 game against Bastrop. And other than that, it's a lot of early evening or afternoon games here for the Trojans. But that'll do it for us. Always a pleasure live from Cedar Creek. Hope you all have a great night, a great rest of your weekend. If everyone at the ballpark has a safe trip home. My name is Jack Farrell. I want to thank my QA, Skylar Gillespie, back in the Vype Life studios for making sure we're just keep swimming on the airwaves here. And that'll do it for us. This has been Anderson Trojan Baseball on Vype. I want to thank all of our sponsors again. The sponsor of tonight's game, of course, Aaron Arnold Orthodontics. The starting lineups brought to you by Coach Mo's Elite Fitness. First pitch by Southside Bank, and the pitching change by the Austin Humane Society. Also, the sponsors you see right there at the top of your screen: Frost, Jersey Mike's, the Carlson Law Firm, and Postnet Far West. That'll do it for us here. My name is Jack Farrell. Hope you all have a great night, and we'll see you Friday.